لا تكن شمعة تحترق لتضيء لغيرك.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillahi amma ba'd. As it was mentioned, Ikhwani, the bonus lecture is dealing with the whole concept of a person going overboard and burning himself out, and as a result of burning himself out, people who are around him are going to be harmed and hurt. So without any further delay, we ask the Sheikh to put his lecture forward بإذن عز وجل.
الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله.
All praise are due to Allah, and peace and blessings and salutations upon the Prophet and the Messenger.
لا تكن شمعة تحترق.
Do not allow yourself to be a spark that burns itself.
تحرق نفسك لتضيء لغيرك.
As a result of that, you destroy yourself and you destroy others.
فلنفسك لا تضيء لا تحرق نفسك من أجل أن تضيء لغيرك.
So don't burn yourself, destroy yourself in order to destroy others.
فلنفسك عليك حق.
Yourself, it has rights over you.
ابدأ بنفسك.
So start with yourself.
خصص لنفسك وقتا تنفرد به. هذه النقطة الأولى.
Give yourself some time in which you are alone and you isolate yourself. And this is the first point.
فإن كثرة الأشغال تسبب لك التوتر.
If a person is busy and he's overloaded, this would lead to him being destroyed.
أمور كثيرة تخصك تحتاج إلى أن تفكر فيها.
There are many issues that are connected to you personally that they require that you give them your attention.
تحتاج إلى أن تراجع نفسك فيها.
So you have to deal with your own self and go over those issues within yourself.
أنت تحتاج أن تخطط لنفسك.
You have to have some time to plan for yourself.
تحتاج أن تفرغ ذهنك من أمور كثيرة.
You have to make your mind empty so that you can figure out many affairs.
في يوم من الأيام زار سلمان الفارسي أبا الدرداء رضي الله تعالى عنهما.
One day Salman al-Farisi, he visited Abu Darda.
فعندما أقبل الليل,
when the night time came,
أراد أبو الدرداء أن يقيم الليل.
Abu Darda wanted to make the salat of the night time.
فأراد أن يقيم طيلة الليل.
And he wanted to pray the whole night.
فقال له سلمان الفارسي لا بل نم معي.
Salman al-Farisi, upon seeing that, told him, no, don't pray now, sleep with me, sleep now.
أنا ضيفك.
He said, I am your guest.
قال أريد أن أقيم الليل.
He said, Abu Darda, but I want to pray the night prayer.
قال بل نم.
He said, no, you should sleep.
فنام أبو الدرداء.
So Abu Darda, after that, he went to sleep.
فعندما أتى الثلث الليل الأخير,
when the last third of the night came,
أيقظ سلمان الفارسي أبا الدرداء.
Salman al-Farisi, the guest, he woke up Abu Darda.
فقال له قم الآن قم الليل.
And he told him, now get up and let us pray.
فعندما صلى الفجر,
when both of them prayed the Fajr prayer,
رجع كذلك سلمان الفارسي مع أبي الدرداء إلى بيت أبي الدرداء.
Abu Darda and Salman came back to the house of Abu Darda.
فقدم لأن سلمان الفارسي هو ضيف الآن عند أبي الدرداء.
So Salman al-Farisi, he was the guest of Abu Darda in his house.
فقدم له أبو الدرداء طعاما.
So Abu Darda gave him some hospitality and gave Salman some food.
فقال سلمان الفارسي كل معي.
Salman al-Farisi, when the food was put before him, he said, come, eat with me.
قال لا أنا صائم.
Abu Darda said, I'm fasting.
فقال لا والله لا آكل حتى تأكل معي.
So Salman al-Farisi said, Wallahi, I'm not going to eat unless you eat with me.
قال أنا صائم.
He said, but I'm fasting.
قال والله لا آكل حتى.
He said, Wallahi, I'm not going to eat unless you eat with me.
وكان أبو الدرداء قد اعتاد على الصيام.
And this Abu Darda, it was his custom to always fast.
واعتاد على قيام طيلة الليل.
And he was also used to, and it was his custom to get up and pray at night time.
فما يعطي لأهله جزءا من الليل.
And he didn't give his family any portion in terms of the time during the night time.
وأهله يأكلون الطعام وحدهم لصيامه.
And the family used to eat by themselves while he was fasting.
فلذا سعى سلمان الفارسي لأن يعلم أبا الدرداء منهجا آخر.
So Salman al-Farisi, when he saw this, he wanted to teach Abu Darda a different way of doing things.
فأكل أبو الدرداء مع سلمان الفارسي.
So Salman al-Farisi insisted that he eats with him, so he broke his fast and he ate with Salman al-Farisi.
ثم بعد ذلك ذهب إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
After that, the both of them went to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
وقد قال سلمان الفارسي لأبي الدرداء.
And Salman al-Farisi on their way said to Abu Darda,
قال لنفسك عليك حق.
your soul, your nafs, it has a right over you.
ولزورك أي لضيوفك عليك حق.
And your guests have a right over you as well.
ولعينك عليك حق عليك أن تنام.
And your eyes have a right upon you, have to sleep.
ولزوجك عليك حق.
And your wife has rights over you.
فأعطي كل ذي حق حقه.
So give everyone who has a right over you, give them their rights.
فاشتكى أبو الدرداء إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
After hearing that from Salman al-Farisi, Abu Darda complained to the Prophet about what happened.
فقال سلمان الفارسي هكذا منعني من قيام طيلة الليل وأمرني أن أفطر وآكل معه.
Abu Darda said, Ya Rasulullah, Salman al-Farisi, he prevented me from praying the night prayer, and he prevented me from fasting during the course of the day.
فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم صدق سلمان.
The Nabi said him, what Salman said to you was the truth.
لنفسك عليك حق.
And that is, your nafs, it has rights over you.
ولزورك لضيوفك عليك حق.
And your guest has rights over you.
ولعينك عليك حق.
And your eyes have rights over you.
ولزوجك عليك حق.
And your wife has rights over you.
فأعطي كل ذي حق حقه.
So give everyone who has a right over you, give them their rights.
فعلمنا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أن نخصص لأنفسنا وقتا ننفرد فيه مع أنفسنا.
And the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam has taught us that it is something that we should do, where we should give some time to ourselves to deal with our issues.
إذا خصص لنفسك وقتا تنفرد به.
So therefore, you should choose a specific time just for yourself where you can isolate yourself and be alone in it.
لا تحرق نفسك من أجل غيرك.
Don't burn yourselves as a result of someone else.
الأمر الثاني.
The second point.
لا تتجاوب مع كل متطلبات الناس وكل متطلبات الآخرين عندما يطلبون منك.
Everyone who wants something from you, you should not try to accommodate everyone who wants something from you.
بقصد التضحية.
In an attempt to sacrifice.
تفعل لهم مستحبات وتقضي على واجباتك وعلى حقوقك.
You do things that are mustahab for them. It is recommended. There's something good in it, but in the process you lose what you need to be doing.
الناس لا تقدر ظروفك.
The people, they won't take into consideration your situation. They won't take into consideration your condition.
الكل يريد أن يقضي حاجته على حسابك أنت.
Everybody wants to fulfill his needs at your expense.
ولو على دمارك وعلى هلاكك.
Even if it were to destroy you or you were to lose your life, they want to take care of their situation.
اجعل لك ميزانا.
So you have to make for yourself scales.
فالناس لا تقدر ظروفك.
Because the people themselves, they won't consider your condition.
ولذا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في يوم من الأيام.
And for that, one day the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
كما في حديث مسلم.
as is collected in the hadith of Sahih Muslim,
أتى رجل إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فدعاه إلى وليمة.
there was a man who came to the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and invited him to go to a walima, some food.
وكان مع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم المؤمنين عائشة رضي الله عنها.
And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam with him was Aisha.
فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أستجيب لك الوليمة ومعي هذا.
He said, okay, I'll come to this invitation of yours, but I'm with my wife. I have to bring her with me.
فقال لا يا رسول الله.
The man said, no, you can't bring her.
فقال له النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فلا إذن.
The Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then I'm not coming.
ثم دعاه مرة أخرى.
And then at another occasion, he invited him a second time.
فقال ومعي هذا.
The Prophet said, look, right now, my wife is with me again.
قال لا يا رسول الله.
He said, no.
قال فلا إذن.
He said, then I'm not coming.
ثم دعاه مرة ثالثة.
And the third time, the man invited him.
قال ومعي هذه.
The Prophet said, with me is my wife.
قال أجل يا رسول الله.
He said, okay, you could bring her.
فتجاوب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم واستجاب معه.
So the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam answered the invitation after all of that.
لا تتحرج من ذلك.
You shouldn't be embarrassed about something like that.
لا تعطي وقتك وقت أهلك لغيرك.
You should not give your family's time to somebody else.
فإن خصصت وقتا لنفسك.
If you made a specific special time for yourself
وسرت على هذا التخطيط.
and you were going upon that way,
فهذا يزيد من عطائك.
that's going to increase you in terms of what you're giving them.
وإلا فالناس لا يقدرونك ولا يقدرون ظروفك.
But if you don't do it that way, then the people will never consider your point of view, never consider your situation.
أذكر حدثت حادثة معي.
Sheikh said, I remember something that happened.
كنت قد خصصت يوما بعد العشاء لأهلي.
The Sheikh, made in a specific time after Salat al-Isha just for my family.
أخذ أهلي وأذهب معهم إلى أماكن أتجول معهم في السيارة.
I would take them in the car and we would go different places.
وكان هذا اليوم الوحيد الذي أتجول فيه مع أهلي في الأسبوع.
And this was the only day during the course of 1 week where I had time that was special for me and my family.
فكل ثلاثاء أخذ أهلي وأتجول بهم.
Every Tuesday I would go with them to spend time together.
فاتصل بي أحد الشباب.
One of the youngsters, one of the brothers, the youngsters, he called me.
قال عندنا محاضرة يوم الثلاثاء بعد العشاء.
He said, we have a lecture on Tuesday after Salat al-Isha.
فقلت له ما أستطيع أن.
I told him I can't come, I can't attend it.
فقال نريد أن تحاضر وتلقي درسا.
And he said, we want you to come to give the lecture and present it.
فقلت له ما أستطيع.
Sheikh said, I can't come.
حاول من جميع الطرق أن آتي وألقي عليهم الدرس.
So the guy was trying by every means to try to convince him to come to give the lesson.
فأنا أحببت أن أخجله.
He said to him, if you want me to embarrass you.
حاولت أنا أن أعرض عليه شيئا أجعله يخجل.
So he wanted to actually make him embarrassed, but in an indirect way.
فقلت له عندي عندي شغل مهم جدا.
He said that I have something really important to do.
وأنا سأقول لك ما هو هذا الشغل.
And if I were to leave it, I would be blameworthy.
فإن طلبت مني أن آتي وألقي عليك الدرس فإني سآتي وأستجيب لك.
He says, so with that being the case, if you want me to come, I'll come and give the lesson.
ولكن أقول لك بأن عندي ظرف لابد من أن أنشغل بهذا الظرف.
But I have something on the other hand that I really need to do.
قال ما هو؟
The man said, what is that? The young man said, what is it that you have to do?
قلت له طيلة الأسبوع أنا مشغول عن أهلي إلا عن هذا اليوم.
He said, all week long I'm busy at the expense of my family, but on this day, Tuesday night, this is their time.
فلو كنت مكان ماذا تفعل؟
So if you were in my position, what would you do?
قال آتي وألقي الدرس وأترك أهلي.
He said, come and give the lesson and just leave your family.
وأنا أقترح عليك القي عن الدرس ودع أهلك.
And just give the lesson and so we'll deal with that later.
فقلت له سأستجيب لك.
He said, okay, I'm going to come, I'm going to do it.
ولكن بعدها قطعت العلاقة معه من ناحية الدروس. كلما اتصل بي لا أستجيب له.
He said, but after this, I'm going to come and give the lesson, but I won't answer your calls anymore. I'm going to cut off the relationship after that.
لأنني عرفت بأن هذا الشخص لا يقدر.
Because I understood, he said, the reason why I said that, because I understood after all of what I told him, and he still wanted me to come to the lesson, I understood that this person, he's never going to consider my situation.
ما عنده أي مشكلة لو حصل خلاف بيني وبين أهلي
He
بسبب هذا
doesn't
اليوم.
care. He doesn't have a problem. If there were to transpire differences and problems between me and my wife, he doesn't care about that.
إنه يريد فقط أن كما يقال يغطي هذه الساعة التي اجتمع فيها الشباب.
All he wants to do is cover the hour that those young people were going to come together. He just wanted that to happen.
ولو على حساب علاقتي مع أهلي.
Even if it was at the expense of my relationship with him or my family.
فالناس لو مت ترحمت عليك ثم نستك.
So the point is, people, they want to accomplish what is in their benefit.
وتوجهت إلى غيرك وبحثت عن غيرك.
And then if they don't find it with you, they go to someone else.
إذن كذلك النقطة الثالثة.
So now it brings us to the third point.
لا تكن شمعة تحترق.
Do not be a candle that burns itself out.
ابدأ بنفسك.
Start with your own self.
النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في الدعاء كان يبدأ بنفسه.
The Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, a proof of that, when he used to make dua, he would start making dua for himself first.
بل إن الله عز وجل أمرنا بل حثنا على أن نبدأ بأنفسنا في الدعاء.
And Allah Azza wa Jal commanded us and encouraged us. When we make dua, start the dua by making it for yourself first.
فأثنى على المؤمنين.
So he praised the believers.
فقال والذين جاءوا من بعدهم من بعد المهاجرين والأنصار.
The ayah said, and those people who came after the muhajirin and the ansar from the companions,
يقولون
they say,
ربنا اغفر لنا.
Oh our Lord, forgive us.
فقدموا أنفسهم قبل المهاجرين والأنصار.
So in the dua, they made dua for themselves before they made dua for the muhajirin and the ansar.
ابدأ بنفسك.
So start with yourself.
بالدعاء.
When you make dua,
ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان.
Oh our Lord, forgive us and forgive our brothers who preceded us in al-iman.
ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا.
And do not make or put in our hearts any animosity towards those who believe.
وإبراهيم عليه السلام
Also another example is Ibrahim.
بدأ بنفسه.
He began by himself.
قال رب اغفر لي
He said, "Oh my Lord, forgive me
ولوالدي.
and my parents."
ونوح عليه السلام بدأ بنفسه.
And Nuh also started with himself.
قال رب اغفر لي
"Oh my Lord, forgive me
ولوالدي
and my parents
ولمن دخل بيتي من
and
المؤمنين
whoever
والمؤمنات.
enters into my house as a believer."
وموسى عليه السلام
And Musa also,
قال رب اغفر لي ولأخي
he said, "Oh Allah, forgive me and my brother
وأدخلنا في رحمتك.
and bring us and put us and give us your rahmah."
وروى الترمذي
And Imam al-Tirmidhi has narrated
أن النبي صلى الله عليه
that the
وسلم
Prophet ﷺ,
كان إذا ذكر أحدا
if he mentioned someone,
فدعا له
he would make dua for him.
بدأ بنفسه.
He would start with himself.
أي يبدأ النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يدعو لنفسه ثم يدعو
The
للصحابة
Nabi would
الآخر.
make dua for himself first and then make dua for the other
بل
person.
حتى كذلك تبدأ بالنفقة على نفسك أولا.
Even when it comes to spending, you got to spend on yourself first.
عندما سئل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عن النفقة في حديث مسلم
When the Prophet ﷺ was asked about spending in the hadith of Sahih Muslim,
قال ابدأ بنفسك
he says, start with yourself.
ثم بمن تعول أي من زوجتك وأولادك.
And then after yourself, those who are you're responsible, your children, your wife, and so forth and so
إذن
on.
هذه النقطة الثالثة.
So that's the third point.
إذن خصص لنفسك وقتا تنفرد به.
So make a special time for yourself where you isolate yourself and you're by yourself.
لا تتجاوب مع كل متطلبات الآخرين.
Don't answer everybody who wants you to do something for them.
ابدأ بنفسك.
Start with yourself.
النقطة الرابعة حافظ على خصوصية المنزل.
The fourth point, take care of the things that are touching and peculiar and connected to your house.
عندما تكون مع أهلك حافظ على خصوصية وجودك مع أهلك.
When you're with your family, try to concentrate on those things that are peculiar to you and your family.
عندما تخرج مع أهلك في نزهة
If you were to go to a picnic with your family,
لا تستخدم الآيفون، استخدم التليفون في كل لحظة.
don't use your telephone at that time.
عندما تكون في البيت مع أهلك
When you're in the house with your family,
لا تنشغل بالآيفون كذلك عن أهلك وهم لا يخاطبنك.
the iPhone, don't let it be something that is making you busy in terms of paying attention to them.
كذلك عندما تكون بين أولادك.
Also when you're with your children,
عندما تكون على الطعام
when it's time to eat,
خذ الآيفون واجعله في غرفة النوم. الآيفون اجعله في غرفة النوم.
take your iPhone and put your iPhone in the bedroom
واجلس مع أهلك على الطعام.
and sit with your family over and on the food.
لأنك إن جعلت الآيفون بقربك على الطعام
Because if you put the iPhone next to you during the time of eating
وحصل اتصال
and there was a call that came,
فإن يدك تأكلك تريد أن ترد على هذا الآيفون.
you were eating with your hands and you got to pick up the telephone.
لذلك اجعله في غرفة
So
النوم
just put it in the bedroom
واجلس مع أهلك على
and
الطعام.
sit and eat with your family.
عندما يضرب الهاتف وأنت قد خصصت هذا الوقت لأهلك
Whenever the phone rings and this is the time that you made it special for your family
أو خصصته مع أولادك
and your children, your wife,
إياك أن ترد على الهاتف.
then beware. Don't answer that telephone.
لو أتاك زائر عند الباب
If a visitor came to you to the door,
لا يلزمك أن ترد عليها وأن تخرج إليه.
it is not necessary that you must go and answer the call.
لذا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم
And for that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
عندما كان في البيت بين زوجاته
one day he was with his wife sitting with all of them.
أتى أحد الصحابة ينادي النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
One of the companions came to his house and he started calling out to the Nabi, getting his attention.
لم يستجب له النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Prophet didn't answer him.
فأخذ يناديه يا محمد يا محمد.
So the man, when the Prophet didn't come to him, he kept saying, Ya Muhammad, Ya Muhammad.
لم يستجب له النبي صلى الله
The
عليه وسلم.
Prophet did not answer him.
فقال أنزل الله عز وجل قوله.
As a result of that, Allah revealed some verses of the Quran.
إن الذين ينادونك من وراء الحجرات.
Those people who call out to you from behind your inner apartments,
أكثرهم لا يعقلون.
most of them, they don't have any intellect.
ولو أنهم صبروا حتى تخرج إليهم.
And if they would have only had some patience until you came out to them,
لكان خيرا لهم.
it would have been better for them.
ولذا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم
As a result of that, the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
كما في حديث البخاري
as is inside Bukhari,
خرج إلى الصحابة في ليلة من ليالي رمضان
he went out to the companions one night and it was during the month of Ramadan,
من العشر الأواخر
in the last 10 days.
فصلى في الليلة الأولى إلى قبل الفجر.
So he prayed in the first day into Salatul Fajr.
واجتمع حوله بعض الصحابة ولم يكونوا يعلمون بأن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم سيقيم الليل.
So some companions came around him and they didn't know that he was going to pray the whole night, but they gathered around him.
وفي الليلة الثانية اجتمع مجموعة أكبر من الصحابة صلى بهم النبي صلى الله عليه
In
وسلم.
the second day, more people came and they prayed with him the second night.
في الليلة الثالثة لم يخرج إليهم النبي صلى
On
الله
the
عليه
third
وسلم.
night, the Prophet did not come out to them at all.
وأخذوا يرفعون أصواتهم لعل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يكون نائم فيخرج إليهم النبي
When
صلى
he
الله عليه
didn't
وسلم.
come out, they began to talk and they started to make noise so that he can hear them. Hopefully he would hear and come out.
لم يخرج إليهم النبي صلى الله عليه
He
وسلم.
didn't come out to them.
أراد النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أن يوصل إليهم رسالة.
The Prophet ﷺ wanted to send to them a message.
ولذا
And for this reason,
لا تشغل نفسك دائما مع الآخرين.
don't allow yourself to become busy. The message, don't allow yourself to become busy with other people
على حساب نفسك.
at your
على
expense.
حساب زوجتك.
The expense of your wife,
على حساب أولادك.
expense of your children,
على حساب والديك.
or your mother and your father.
ولذا الله عز وجل ماذا قال؟
What did Allah say in the Quran?
لا تدخلوا بيوتا غير بيوتكم.
Allah said, do not enter into the homes that are not your homes.
هل قال حتى تستأذنوا؟
Did he say until you seek permission?
أم قال حتى تستأنسوا؟
Or did he say until you are sociable?
تشعر بالأنس أنه قد أنس بدخولك.
So the meaning of it is, if in the second phrase, the people inside will make there's some sociability going on.
إذن الله عز وجل قال حتى تستأنسوا.
The ayah said, don't enter to the homes that are not your homes until you are first being sociable.
إذن إذا شعرت بأن أهل البيت يأنسون بدخولك.
So the meaning of it is, if the people you're going to visit, you get a feel for them that they want your presence and they want to socialize with you, then go.
لكن إذا شعرت بأنهم لا يأنسون بوجودك وإن أذنوا لك ولكن لا يأنسون بوجودك لا تدخل البيت.
But if you were to feel from them that they're not really feeling you, you're coming to them at that time, even if they would allow you to come in, you shouldn't go in.
ولذا علمنا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
So the Prophet, he taught us something from this.
قال الاستئذان ثلاثا.
He said we should seek permission to enter into someone's residence 3 times.
فإن لم يؤذن له.
If they don't give you permission after that,
فليرجع.
then you should return.
إذا لا تأخذ بخاطرك إذا كان صاحب البيت لم يأذن لك.
So you shouldn't even become preoccupied. If they don't open up the door for you, just leave it.
لئلا تزاحم الناس في خصوصياتهم.
Because you don't want to go in on the people when they have their own special affairs going on.
بعضهم يأتي البيت ويضرب الجرس مرة.
Some people come to the house and they just really knock on the door very hard.
وأحيانا ثانية.
Second time they knock on the door.
ويضرب ثالثة.
Third time they knock on the door. Fourth time.
إلى أن يزعج البيت.
Until they make the people disturbed inside.
خط ثلاثا ثم ارجع بعد ذلك.
Knock 3 times, they don't open up the door, just go back after.
وبعضهم يتصل عليك في الهاتف.
Some people, they call you on the telephone.
إلى أن ينقطع الهاتف.
Until the phone is done, finished, dies.
يتصل ثانية إلى أن ينقطع الهاتف.
And then they call again until they just keep calling.
وهكذا يزعج حقيقة.
This is the way that people are bothering and disturbing the one who's owning the telephone.
وإنما عليك أن تتوصل متى ما علمت بأن صاحب الهاتف مشغول حينئذ لا تتصل به.
So we should understand, calling all those times is an indication that the person who you're calling is busy. So you should take that into consideration.
فبعضهم لا يقدر خصوصياتك.
So some people, they do not consider your own special needs and what you're doing.
يقول أحد الشباب.
One of the brothers, the youngsters, he said,
يقول في ليلة من ليالي رمضان.
One night during the month of Ramadan,
في الساعة 12 ليلا.
12 o'clock at night.
يقول بينما كنت نائما مع أهلي.
The young man, he was sleeping with his wife.
يقول فسمعت جرس البيت.
So he heard the doorbell ringing.
مرة مرتين ثلاثة.
2-3 times it was ringing.
يقول أحرجت أنا أم بين أهلي.
He said, I didn't want to get up and leave my family.
لا قلت ما يأتيني الساعة 12 إلا واحد عنده ربما مشكلة كبيرة جدا.
He said, nobody will come to me at 12 o'clock in the night except that he must have a serious problem.
يقول فاعتذرت من أهلي فخرجت.
He said, so I sought from my family permission. I asked them to excuse me and I went to open up the door.
فذهبت وغسلت جسمي وغسلت يدي ثم خرجت.
He said, I washed myself, I washed my hands, prepared myself, and I went out.
فعندما خرجت.
He said, when I went out,
يقول فإذا صاحبي.
it was my friend.
ومعه شخص آخر.
And another person was with him.
قال أريد أن أعرفك عليه.
He said, I just want to introduce you to this guy.
يقول ماذا أفعل؟
He said, what?
كيف أتصرف معه؟
He said, how should I deal with this situation?
يقول جاملته.
He said, so I just, I just was making it go forward.
وجلس معي ما يقارب ساعة.
He said, I sat with them and it took about 2 hours sitting.
لا يوجد أي شيء في كما يقال في هذه الجلسة من مواضيع ولا من شيء يذكر كما.
And there was no benefit in sitting in these 2 hours. Nothing to be mentioned that was worthy of being mentioned.
الناس لا تقدرك.
So the point is, people don't consider your situation.
ولذا لابد أن تجعل نفسك حدا.
So you have to make for yourself a partition or point that people can't cross.
ولذا داود عليه السلام.
And for this reason, Dawood عليه الصلاة والسلام,
قد جعل وقتا ليقضي به بين الناس وكان ملكا.
He was a king and he made a particular time that he would deal with the people's situation.
وجعل الليل لقيامه.
And he would make another time for himself where he would pray.
وأمر الحاجب ألا يدخل عليه أحدا إذا دخل الليل.
And he ordered the guy who was at the door, the guard of the door, he said, don't let anybody come in on me while I'm praying.
فبينما هو في الليل.
So one night,
إذا باثنين تسوروا عليه المحراب.
while he was praying, 2 people came over the wall into his private chamber.
وهل أتاك نبأ الخصم إذ تسوروا المحراب؟
Allah said in the Quran, has the news come to you of the 2 disputants who came to Dawood?
إذ دخلوا على داود ففزع منهم.
When they entered into Dawood and he became afraid of them.
لما؟
Why did he become afraid?
لأن داود عليه السلام قد منع الحاجب من أن يدخل أحدا عليه.
The reason he became afraid is because he told the guard at the door, don't let anybody in on me.
فجعل نفسه وقتا.
He had time that was only for himself.
وجعل الناس وقتا.
And time that was for the people.
فكيف يقتحم الناس وقته الخاص؟
So how is it possible that people are going to come to him at his personal time?
فاجعل لنفسك وقتا خاصا.
So you have to make special time only for yourself.
ولذا لا سيما الأولاد والزوجة.
So that brings us to the issue of the people. They have children and they have wives.
إذا خصصت وقتا لزوجتك.
If you give your wife special time
وخصصت وقتا لأولادك.
and special time to your children,
فإياك أن تشغل هذا الوقت بالناس أو بالهاتف أو بغير ذلك.
beware during this time to allow people to interrupt that time, to allow the telephone, for an example, to interrupt you during that time.
لا سيما أثناء الطعام مع الأهل.
Especially during the time of eating.
أو عندما تخرج معهم إلى نزهة.
Or when you go out with them to the park.
أو عندما تأتي بالأولاد من المدرسة أو تذهب بهم إلى المدرسة.
Or when you're bringing them from the school or you're taking them to the school.
عليك أن تشغل نفسك في هذه اللحظات.
You have to make yourself busy during these hours, this time.
أن تلاطف أولادك.
That you're going to be gentle and kind with your children.
وأن تتحبب إليهم.
And you're going to make yourself beloved to them and vice versa.
وأن تحببهم إليك.
And also you make yourself love to them and make them love to you.
وكذلك إذا أخذتهم في سفرة أو في رحلة.
Also if you took them on a trip.
لا تشغل نفسك بغيرهم.
Don't make yourself busy with other people.
فاجعل لكل شخص حدا.
Give every single person his boundaries.
ولا تجعلهم في المقابل يأخذون وقت عملك.
And also, don't let your children, your family, or people take time away from your job, your work.
ولا تجعلهم يأخذون وقت صلاتك.
And time from your salat.
ولا تجعلهم يأخذون وقت الدعوة في وقت كما يقال لو جلست في الدعوة إلى الله عز وجل.
And also your family. Don't let them take the time from when you're supposed to be giving dawah to you're giving dawah and teaching.
فلا تحرق نفسك من أجل غيرك.
So the point is, don't burn yourself at the expense of for other people.
فإن الناس ليست عندهم مشكلة لو داسوا كما يقال على جثتك ثم ترحموا عليك وساروا.
People, as it is said, they have no problem. They don't mind walking over your body in order to fulfill what they want to do.
ولذا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم جعل لنا هذه القاعدة.
So the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he made for us this principle.
لنفسك إن لنفسك عليك حقا.
Verily, your nafs, it has rights over you.
ولزوجك عليك حقا.
Your wife, she has rights over you.
ولزورك عليك حقا.
Your dave, your guest, he has rights over you.
ولعينك عليك حقا.
Your eyes, they have rights over you.
فأعطي كل ذي حق حقه.
Therefore, give everyone who has a right over you, give them their rights.
الحمد لله.
And all praises are due to Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay, Ikhwani, as we did yesterday, inshallah, we're going to take questions right now. We just want to make this really quick point though. Many times after the lecture, people don't ask questions. And then after the questions are over, people want to come and ask questions. Now is the time to ask the question. Sheikh, he has rights to go and pray and so forth and so on. So this is the time for the question. If you guys have any questions, you can put them forth. So you have to give everybody their haqq. And he has the haqq. That's what happened yesterday. Any questions, Ikhwani? Any questions, inshallah? Any questions? Any general questions you want? Naam, tfaddal ya akhi. Wa alaikum salam. كيف تمنع الناس يعني من أن يدخلوا على وقتك الخاص بدون أن تشعرهم بأنك من المتكبرين بدون أن تجرحهم؟
أولا لابد المرحلة الأولى أن نجعل لكل شيء حدا.
First of all, very first step is that you have to make everything that it has its limits, its point.
كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
As the Prophet said.
الأمر الثاني.
Second thing.
أن إرضاء الناس غاية لا تدرك.
Pleasing the people is something that is impossible.
فإن رضي عنك الأول سخط عليك الآخر.
If the first one is pleased with you, the second one is going to be upset with you.
ويذكر في ذلك كما يقال طرفة.
So there's a joke that I want to mention in this regard.
يقولون بأن ودائما طرف تلقى باسم جحا عندنا في العربية. جحا.
Every time when they make these jokes, they make a name, a fictitious name. Guy's name is Juhal.
وجحا قيل كان مع ابنه يسير. كان يسير مع ابنه.
He was traveling with his child, his son.
وكان عندهم حمار.
And he had a donkey.
فكان قد ركب الحمار ومعه ابنه يسير.
He was riding on the donkey, and while he was riding, his child was walking.
فمروا على قرية.
He went by a village.
فقالوا أما يستحي هذا الشيخ ما في قلبه رحمة.
The people in the village said, this man only have some rahmah on the child. He's riding and the child is walking.
فعندما خرج من القرية.
When he exited that village.
قال لابنه اركب أنت على الحمار ودعني أنا أسير.
He said to the boy, you ride the donkey and I'll walk.
فمر على قرية أخرى.
Came to another village.
فقالوا أما يستحي هذا الولد الصغير.
People in the village said, this little boy.
يجعل أباه يمشي وهو يركب على الحمار.
Why doesn't he have rahmah on his dad? He's riding on a donkey and his father's walking.
فخرج من القرية.
So he left that village.
فركب اثنين مع الحمار.
Both of them rode the camel, the donkey together.
فمروا على قرية ثالثة.
When they went past the third city, village,
قالوا أما في قلوبهم رحمة.
They said, these people, these two, this man and this boy, don't they have any mercy in their hearts?
اثنان يركبان على الحمار.
Two of them, or both of them, are riding on the donkey.
الحمار لا يستحملهما.
The donkey can't handle all of that weight, both of them.
فخرجا من القرية.
So they left the third village.
قال ماذا نفعل؟
They said, what should we do?
قال نجعل الحمار يسير.
They said, let's just let the donkey walk by himself.
ونسير نحن بقربه.
And we'll walk behind him. We'll just walk on our lane.
فمروا على قرية رابعة.
When they came to the fourth village,
قال ما لهم عقول هؤلاء؟
they said, don't these two people have any intellect with them, their minds?
لماذا أخذوا الحمار؟
Why won't they ride the donkey?
فخرج.
So they left that village.
قالوا ماذا نفعل؟
They said, what should we do?
فساروا وهم يحملون الحمار.
So they started to carry the donkey themselves.
الشاهد من هذا أن الناس غاية لا تدرك كما يقال إرضاء الناس.
So the point of this story, Ikhwani, this joke, is that the people, you'll never be able to please all of the people.
ولذا الله عز وجل قال.
And for that reason, Allah, He said,
وإن تطع أكثر من في الأرض يضلوك عن سبيل.
if you were to follow the majority of the people in the earth, they would lead you astray from the way of Allah.
دع هذا يغضب.
So leave him get mad, leave him to be angry,
ودع ذاك يتضايق.
and leave that when he's happy.
لكنهم عرفوا بعد ذلك منهجك.
But they'll know after that what the reality.
وعلموا بأن وقتك المخصص لهم.
And they'll also know that the time that you make specific for them,
أنت معهم في غاية الرحمة وغاية اللطافة.
when you're with them, you're being gentle with them, you're having mercy for them, and they're seeing that.
وغاية التواضع معهم.
And you're humble with them,
وغاية الكرم.
and you're generous towards them.
لكن الوقت غير مخصص لهم فهذا ليس لهم.
But the time that is not for them, it's not for them.
فدع هذا يغضب لنفسه.
So let him get upset if he wants.
لا تتجاوب معكم الطلبات.
But you cannot answer the request of everybody who has a request.
هذه مرحلة صعبة. المرحلة الأولى مرحلة صعبة.
And the first step is the difficult one.
ربما تشعر بالضيق بعض هذا يتكلم وذاك يتكلم.
Yeah, because you're going to feel some sense of uncomfortability because this one is talking about what happened and that one is talking about what happened.
ولكن ربما بعد سنة.
But after some time passes, a year,
تكون قد شققت لك منهجا وطريقا.
you will have made yourself a clear methodology that people will respect.
والكل يعرف خطتك.
And everybody is going to know your methodology in this thing.
ولو تكلموا عند الناس فلان كذا وكذا قالوا لا هذه طريقة فهو من خير الناس.
And if people talked about you not wanting to socialize with them, if they talk to others, they're going to say, nah, that's not true. He's from the best of the people. That's just his program.
ثم الأمر الرابع.
The fourth point.
الله عز وجل هو الذي سيلقي في قلوب الناس محبتك.
Allah Azza wa Jal is the one who puts in the hearts of the people love for you.
متى ما اتقيت الله عز وجل في ذلك.
Whenever you feared Allah Azza wa Jal in something like that,
فإن الله عز وجل يلقي في قلوب الناس محبتك.
Allah will put in the hearts of the people love for you.
كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
As the Prophet said,
إن الله إذا أحب عبدا.
verily Allah, if He loves a slave,
نادى جبريل.
He calls out to Jibril.
إني أحب فلان فأحبه.
Hey Jibril, I love so and so, so therefore you should love him.
فيحبه جبريل.
So Jibril begins to love him.
فينادي جبريل في أهل السماء.
And then Jibril calls out to the angels in the Sama.
أن الله يحب فلان فأحبه.
Verily Allah loves so and so, so you angels should love him as well.
فيحبه ملائكة السماء.
And then the malaik of the Sama, they start loving him.
ثم يوضع له القبول في الأرض.
And then Allah puts His acceptance for that person in the earth.
ولذا الله عز وجل قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
And for that reason, Allah said to the Nabi
عن الصحابة.
about the companions,
وألف بين قلوبهم.
and Allah brought their hearts together.
لو أنفقت ما في الأرض جميعا.
If you were to spend everything in the earth, Ya Muhammad, trying to bring their hearts together, you would have never done it.
ولكن الله ألف بينهم.
But Allah is the one who brought their hearts together.
ثم الأمر الخامس.
The fifth point.
هذا الشخص الذي ربما أنت تنازلت عن حق أهلك وحقك أنت من أجله هو.
That individual who you answered what he wanted, and as a result, it was at the expense of your family.
قد يبتليك الله عز وجل بعد ذلك به.
He may be a trial that Allah tries you with, that individual.
فيتنكر لجميلك لأقل حالة وأقل مسألة.
He may get into some problem with you because of the most simple affair or issue.
فتكون قد فقدت أهلك وفقدته هو.
And as a result of that, you lost him, and more importantly, you lost your family.
وهذا أمر مجرد.
And this is something that has happened.
وقد جربته مرارا.
And I experienced it myself.
قد أضحي بأهلي وأضحي بأولادي وأضحي بنفسي في نهاية الأمر يكون منه الكفر وعدم الشكر.
I would sacrifice my family, my children, myself for this situation, and behind all he wanted was disbelief.
وهذا من باب الابتلاء من الله عز وجل.
And that's a test, an ibtila from Allah.
كن مع الله يكن معك.
Be with Allah, and then He'll be with you.
فهو يصفي قلوب الناس لك.
And He will purify the hearts of the people for you. What time is Salat the Adhan? Huh? Half an hour. تفضل يا أخي إسماعيل. ما هي علامات العين إذا أصيب الإنسان بها؟ وكيف يعرف الإنسان أنه مصاب بالعين؟
طبعا ما أستطيع أن أقول لك هناك علامات معينة.
The Sheikh, he said he can't really say that there are specific signs of the evil eye.
فربما يكون مصابا بالعين.
Maybe a person has the evil eye,
ربما يكون مصابا بالحسد.
or he's been affected by envy.
ربما لا عين ولا حسد.
And maybe it's not even ain or hasad.
إذن كيف يتوصل إلى الإجابة على هذا السؤال؟
So how do we arrive at the answer of this particular question?
انظر إلى نفسك. لو فرضا أنت أصبت بشيء ما.
Look at yourself, this individual. If you feel that you've been afflicted with something,
هل يوجد سبب الذي جعلك تصاب بهذا الأمر؟
is there a reason that you can come up with why this thing has happened to you?
فاعلم بأنه ليس من عين.
If there is a reason, then it's not the evil eye.
مثال.
Example.
رجل لم يدرس للاختبارات.
There was a man who didn't study for the exam.
وهو ذكي.
And he's smart.
ولم يحصل على نتيجة.
And he gets a good grade.
هل يقول بأني أصبت بالعين؟
Or he didn't get a good grade. He failed. After failing, he didn't study. Can he say, I have the evil eye has affected me?
أسألك.
That's a question. Can he say that? He didn't study and he failed. Can he say, I fell because of the evil eye?
ليس لا يقال بأنه مصاب بالعين.
No, you can't say that this guy has been afflicted with the ain.
رجل اشترى سيارة جديدة.
Another man, he bought a brand spanking new car.
ثم بعد ذلك سار بطريقة خاطئة.
And he was driving in the wrong way.
ربما أسرع.
He was speeding, for an example.
فحصل له حادث.
And then he had a car accident.
هل يقول حادث بسبب السيارة الجديدة أصبت بالعين؟
Can he say, I have a new car, and because it's a new car, I got the evil eye, that's why I had the accident? Can he say that?
لا يقال هذا.
You can't say that.
رجل اشترى سيارة جديدة ثم ذهب إلى مكان فيه كثرة سرقة السيارات.
A man bought a brand new car. After purchasing the brand new car, he took his brand new car to a place where cars are stolen. It's known that they steal cars in this place.
ثم سرقت. هل يقال بأني أصبت بالعين بسبب السيارة الجديدة؟
When he took his car there, somebody stole his car. After the car got stolen, he said, I have a new car. Someone came and stole my car. It's the evil eye.
رجل أخذ يأكل كما يقال يأكل الأكل الضار. مطاعم كما يقال ليست نظيفة أو يأكل الأكل الضار.
A person, he goes to a restaurant to eat, and he eats food that's dirty, it's food that's not clean, it's not good, and he starts to eat that food.
ثم أصيب بالمرض.
Then he becomes sick.
هل يقول بأني أصبت بالعين ولذلك أصبت بالمرض؟
Is it right for him to say, I have the evil eye, that's why I became sick?
ولذا انظر إلى الشيء الذي أصيب به الإنسان.
So the point is, the person has to look at the thing that has affected him.
وابحث عن الأسباب.
And try to figure out why it affected him.
هل روعيت جميع الأسباب؟
If all of the reasons, possible reasons why it affected him have been eliminated.
ولا يوجد سبب.
And there's no reason at all that he can explain why he was affected.
ليصاب بهذه النتيجة.
There's no reason he can figure out that he's been affected with this.
بعد ذلك يبدأ يقول ربما عين ربما ليس.
After that, he can start saying, maybe it's the evil eye, possibly it's the evil eye.
لكن أغلب الناس كلما أصيب بشيء قال هذا من عين.
But the majority of the people, anytime anything happens to them, the very first thing that they say is evil eye, evil eye.
لا سيما الإنسان إذا كان يقرأ المعوذات إذا أصبح وإذا أمسى وبعد الصلوات.
Especially if the individual reading those ayahs, those surahs that protect from these issues in the morning time, in the evening time, when he wakes up, and after the salawat.
فإنه بإذن الله لا يصاب بالعين.
Inshallah, if he's doing this, he won't be affected by the evil eye.
فإذا العين غالبا ما تكون إذا لم تكن هناك أسباب فأصيب بشيء مباشرة دون أن يكون هناك أي سبب له.
So if an individual has been afflicted with something and there's no rhyme or reason to it, he can't understand, there's no logical explanation for it, then maybe.
وكان الشيء الذي أصيب به فعل مثار لإعجاب الناس.
And the thing that he has been afflicted with is something that people are amazed by.
وإلا لأصبح الإنسان يدخل في الطيرة، لأصبح متطيرا من كل صغيرة وكبيرة يتطير من العين.
The person, if he allowed himself to think that this is his problem, he's going to be an individual who's going to be pessimistic.
فإذا في كل صغيرة وكبيرة يقول هذا من العين أصبح متطيرا ودخل في حديث التطير عندما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم الطيرة شرك.
He'll be a person who says every time something happens to him, this is a bad thing, it's the ain. And if he becomes like that, the hadith of the Prophet will be applicable to him when he said, at-tatayr is from shirk. Being pessimistic about things like that is from shirk itself. Now, any more questions, Ikhwani? We're going to try the little man right here. كيف يقوي هذا الشاب إيمانه؟
هذا درس كامل هذا.
نعم.
درس كامل.
The Sheikh said that's a complete lecture by itself.
عليه يعني كما باختصار.
The short version of the question, the answer is
أن يبحث عن الأسباب أو عن الأمور التي تجعله يحب الله عز وجل.
Look for the things that will cause you to love Allah.
والأمور التي تجعله يحب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
And the things that will cause you to love His Rasul.
ثم يبحث عن مجموعة تعينه على هذا الطريق.
And then search for a group of people who are on the same page as you to help you along.
ثم كلما تذكر معصية وقع فيها يكره تلك المعصية.
Every time you make a mistake or you do a sin, then feel sorry for that particular thing that you did. Genuinely sorry.
ويحافظ على الواجبات.
And try your best to do those things that are wajib, that you're the obligatory things.
وهي صلاة الفريضة.
And the things that are an obligation upon you.
صلاة فريضة في جماعة.
Like salat. Try to break the salat in the congregation.
وصيام رمضان.
And fast in Ramadan.
وإن كان صاحب مال يزكي.
And if you have money, then give zakat.
وإن كان مستطيع يذهب إلى الحج.
If you have the ability to, the person should make hajj.
ثم يفعل المستحبات.
And then after those wajib things, do as many of the mustahabbat, the highly recommended things.
كأن يحافظ على سنن الرواتب سنن القبلية.
Like praying the sunnah prayers that are connected to the prayers.
4 قبل الظهر أو ركعتين وركعتين بعدها.
2 rakats before Fajr, 4 before Asr, before Dhuhr, 4 after the Dhuhr, 2 before Asr.
وركعتين بعد المغرب ركعتين
And 2
بعد
rakats after Maghrib, after Isha.
يحافظ على الوتر.
Try your best to keep doing the witr prayer.
يصوم 3 أيام من كل شهر.
Try to fast at least 3 days every month.
يتصدق على في الأسبوع ولو شيء يسيرا.
Try to give sadaqah every week, even if it's a little bit.
يسعى في حفظ كتاب الله عز
Do your
وجل.
best to try to memorize the Quran.
ويستطيع أن يحقق هذه الأمور إذا ما اجتمع مع مجموعة تعينه على هذا الطريق.
And all of this, you'll be able to do it, inshallah, if you find a group of people who are similar to you and you're working together and encouraging each other. يعني توزيع وقت الإنسان كيف يوزع الإنسان العاقل وقته بين شغله وأهله وأقاربه.
نعم. أولاً يبحث عن الواجبات.
First of all, you have to look and take into consideration the things that are wajib.
فما هي الواجبات؟ واجبات الإلهية التي في علاقته مع الله عز وجل.
Meaning those things that are connected to you and Allah Azza wa Jal, things that you should be doing.
فمثلا صلاة الفريضة، صيام الفريضة إلى آخره.
For an example, the wajib prayer and everything that's connected to that.
ثم ينظر بعد ذلك إلى علاقته مع الوالد. ما هي الواجبات التي يقوم بها تجاه الوالدين كالزيارة مثلا الأسبوعية.
And then after that, you look for an example, the wajib things connected to your parents, trying to visit them through the course of the week.
ثم ينظر إلى الواجبات مع زوجته. ما هي الواجبات التي يؤديها.
Then you look at your wife. What are the necessities that you need to be bringing to the table concerning her?
ثم ما هي الواجبات التي تؤديها لأولاده.
And then your children. What are the things you need to be looking out for them?
ما هي الواجبات في وظيفته.
Your job. What are the things that you need to be taking care of?
ما هي الواجبات الدعوية.
The ones that are connected to a da'wah itself.
فكل شيء هناك واجبات وهناك مستحبات.
So everything that we do, there are the obligatory things connected to it, and then there are the recommended things connected to it.
فلا بد أن ننظر مثلا نأخذ صورة مصغرة. نأخذ مثلا الصلاة.
So let's just take for an example the prayer itself.
الصلاة لها أركان.
The salah, it has pillars.
ولها واجبات.
And it has things that you have to do, obligations.
ولها سنن مؤكدة.
And it has sunnahs that the Prophet never left them.
وهناك سنة مستحبة.
And there are sunnahs that are highly recommended.
وهناك مباحات.
And there are things in the prayer that are good if you do it.
فأولا يحافظ على الأركان.
So in this example, most important thing are the pillars of the prayer.
وهي مثلا أركان الصلاة.
And they're the arkan of the prayer.
فإذا استطاع يفعل واجبات.
If He does all of that. He does all of the wajibat of the prayer.
فإن تسعت طاقته يفعل المستحبات.
If his power and his ability allows him to go beyond that, he does what's recommended in the prayer.
المؤكدة. فإن كانت هناك عنده طاقة يفعل المستحبات.
If he had ability, he'll do the next step, and those are the things that are highly recommended.
ثم بعد ذلك إذا أراد يفعل المباحات يفعلها.
And if he wants to do the other things that are good, the mubahat,
لو نظرنا إلى العمل.
the work is the same picture, same thing.
فهناك مثلا ركن من أركان للوظيفة.
There are pillars of your job.
يقول مثلا من الوقت الفلاني للوقت الفلاني يجب عليك أن تكون متواجدا.
For an example, from point A to point B in terms of the time, you have to be there from this time to that time.
ويكون هناك وقت إضافي لمن أراد نعطيه راتبا أكثر.
But then there's some additional time that if a person works outside of that, he'll get some money for that.
لا تقبل هذه الزيادة.
All right, that additional time, don't accept it.
انظر إلى الواجبات، واجبات الوالدين، واجبات الأهل، واجبات
Start considering the wajib things you're supposed to be doing before you look at that and accept that. Wajib for your mother, wajib for your parents, for your family, and so forth, so on.
واجب الدعوة، واجبات.
The wajib of the dawah.
إذا بعد ذلك زاد عندك الوقت.
If you have more time,
بعد ذلك اقبل الزيادة في العمل.
after all of that stuff, then you say, okay, I'm going to work overtime.
لكن ننظر عن كثير من الناس.
But there are many people who
يريد أن يجمع قدر ما يستطيع من الأموال.
he wants to bring together and collect and gather as much money as possible.
فالصبح والظهر والعصر والليل والفجر كله في العمل.
His time is spent just working. In the morning time, dhuhr, asr, maghrib, night time, morning time, it's just let's make some money.
ضاعت الأسرة.
And as a result of that, he loses family.
يضيع الوالدين.
He loses parents.
يضيع زوجته.
He loses wife.
يضيع أولاده.
Loses child.
يضيع الدعوة كل شيء.
Loses the dawah, everything.
ثم بعد ذلك ماذا؟ جمع المال.
And then after that, did he gather them out? Did he collect? Did he make money?
هل المال هو غاية من المال من أجل أن تستمر حياتك الطبيعية؟
The goal and the objective of the money is so that your life can continue and you can flourish in your life.
كذلك نفس الشيء نظرنا إلى الدعوة.
Same thing, أخي, concerning the issue of the dawah.
لا يكون وقتك كله للدعوة تركت زوجتك تركت
All of
والديك.
time cannot be spent in the dawah at the expense of losing your family, losing your parents, losing your children.
وإنما خصص وقتا محددا واجبا للوالدين وللزوجة والأولاد.
But you have to make a special time for your dawah, for your parents, for your children, for your wife, for everyone.
فكل منهم أعطيه وقتا واجبا الذي يجب أن تحققه.
So give everybody his special time and his special haqq, and you give him his haqq.
فما زاد من الوقت.
Whatever is additional in terms of time,
لا تجعله في شيء واحد.
don't make it all in one thing.
أعد تقسيمه كذلك مرة أخرى.
But I'm gonna another time give you the division of the thing.
أعطي الشيء المؤكد للوالدين، ثم المؤكد للزوجة، ثم المؤكد للأولاد، ثم المؤكد للدعوة، ثم المؤكد للعمل.
So do the things that are most important for your parents, most important for your wife, most important for the children, most important for your work, most important for the dawah.
ولذلك دائما عليك أن تجعل لك هدفا في الحياة.
So all the time, it is a need to make for yourself a goal in your life.
واجعل له مراحل.
And in that goal, you make it different steps and levels.
قسم وقتك على هذه المراحل.
And divide your time based upon the best way of realizing those
على
goals.
جميع أصحاب الحقوق هذه.
And that's how you deal with all of the people who have rights over you as well.
وحدد لكل واحد منهم ما هي الأمور التي تريد أن تفعلها خلال هذا الأسبوع.
And make sure for each and every one of those categories of people, you make it clear in your mind what you have to do for them in the time that you have in order to do it.
فلو قسمت هذه التقسيمة
If you did this division,
فإنك سوف تبني جبلا خلال فترة قصيرة.
you're going to be able to build a mountain, inshallah, in a short period of time.
لو نأخذ مثالا.
I'll give you an example.
لو مثلا كل يوم قرأت صفحة واحدة فقط من كتاب السيرة أو من بعض الأحاديث في بعض الفضائل.
Give you an example. One day, every day, you read just one page of the history in Islam, just the history in Islam or something about the religion.
فإنك في السنة سوف تقرأ 365 صفحة.
After 1 year, you would have read 365 pages.
لو نسأل أغلب الموجودين.
If you ask the majority of the people who are present here today,
هل قرأ كتابا كاملا في السيرة في سيرة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أو في السيرة الإسلامية؟
Hey, you people, did anybody here read a book from beginning to end? Did anybody here read a book in history from the beginning to the end?
تجده يجعل الكتاب عند النوم عند الفراش.
He said that you may find a person gets a book, puts it right by his bed.
وكل يوم يقول غدا سأقرأه.
That book is there. He say, "I'm going to read it tomorrow. I'm going to read it tomorrow." And he keeps saying tomorrow.
وتمر عليه سنة وما قرأ 50 صفحة.
The whole year passes him by, and he read 5 pages.
ولذا لو قسم الإنسان وقته فإنه يستطيع أن يقوم بأمور كثيرة.
So the point is, if the person just took care of the time and organized his time, he'll be able to accomplish a lot in a year's time. What time is the Adhan? Okay, the last question, we'll give it to one of the elders because it's all been youngsters who had the question. So I think this brother right there, Faddal.
نعم المجاملة تنقسم إلى أقسام.
The brother is asking about al-mujamala, which means to appease people. You don't want to do something, but you just want to please them and appease them. You're not really feeling them, but you say and do things just so they'll be happy. So the brother wants to know, how do we deal with that? So the Sheikh said, in Islam there are different types of buttering people up.
في مجاملات واجبة.
There's a type of buttering up where you butter people up that is wajib, where you have to do it.
وتكون هذه الواجبة قد تكون واجبة عينية يجب عليك أنت بعينك أن تقوم بها.
And it may be wajib upon you specifically to please these people and to butter them up.
مثال تشميت العاطس. تشميت العاطس.
Like for an example, someone sneezes and he says Alhamdulillah. Some people you have to say Yarhamakallah.
وهناك مجاملات واجبة كفائية.
And there's some buttering the people up that if someone else does it, you don't have to do it.
كرد السلام.
For an example, someone says Salaam alaikum, give salams, and returning the salams.
فلو أجاب رجل واحد فلو يغني عن الباقي.
If one man gave him salams back, then that's enough, that one man.
فهذه كما يقال واجب كفائي.
So that wajib is, if someone does it, the responsibility is off of others.
وكعيادة المريض.
And also visiting the sick or the dead.
لو سقط رجل من المسجد سقط مريضا.
If a person were walking and he became sick,
فأنت ربما علاقتك معه ليست قوية.
maybe your relationship with that guy is not a strong relationship. You're not feeling him.
لكن كثير من الناس لهم علاقات قوية مع هذا الشيء.
But there are other people who have a strong relationship with him.
فقاموا هم بزيارته.
So they're the ones who go and they visit that sick person.
فإنه لا يجب عليك أن تزوره أنت.
So it's not wajib upon you to go and visit him because others visited him.
فهذا واجب كفائي.
That's wajib kifai. Some people did it, no problem for
لكن لو
others.
كان عندك وقت زائد.
But if you had additional time
فزرته فلك الأجر.
and you visit him, so no problem with that.
ولكن هذا الوقت في الأصل يكون زائد عن الحقوق التي سمعناها منذ قليل.
But that additional time is the additional time that goes beyond the haq that other people have, and we already explained that to you.
إذن في واجبات عينية في مجاملات عينية تجب وجوبا عينيا.
So there are certain types of pleasing and appeasing people that is wajib upon you, the individual.
وهناك واجبات تجب وجوبا كفائيا.
And some of it is fard kifaya.
وهناك مؤكد أمر مؤكد.
And some are the types where it was always done. Emphasis is on it.
وهناك شيء مستحب.
And there are some that are highly recommended.
فهذه كلها تدخل في المجاملات.
So all of this is different types of buttering people up and pleasing them.
ويدخل في المجاملة بعضهم يدخل في المجاملة المداهنة.
And also part of buttering people up is where a person does it in a way where he's not really being truthful about the situation.
وهو التنازل عن الحق وهو كما يقال حجب الحق من أجل الطرف الآخر.
There's a type of buttering people up where the individual loses the rights of someone. He loses someone's rights in order to please this person.
وهذه المداهنة لا تجوز.
And this is not permissible.
مثلا يأتي إليك شخص.
For an example, a person comes to you
يقول فلان كذا وكذا.
He says so and so is this and this and this.
وكلامه كله خطأ.
And everything he said is wrong and not true.
وأنت تعلم بأن كلام ذاك صحيح وكلام هذا هو.
And you know the kalam that he's speaking about is wrong, but the other person he's talking about, the sahih is with him.
فإنه لا يجوز لك أن تجامله.
In this case, you can't listen to him and butter him up and be quiet about it. You can't just listen to him so he'll be pleased with you.
وتقول له نعم كلامك صحيح وهو خطأ وهو.
You can't say yep, what you said is right and he was wrong. You can't say that here.
فهذه مداهنة لا تجوز.
This right here is not permissible.
وفي المقابل تستطيع أن تتعامل بطريقة أخرى.
But you have the ability to deal with him in another way.
تقول له ما تعلم ربما عنده أدلة.
You have to say, for an example, hey, don't criticize him. He has his point of view. He has dalil for what he's saying.
فعنده بعض الحجج مثل من حجته
He
كذا.
has some points of view and some proofs similar to your points of view and your proofs.
وتذكر أنت بعض الحجج التي أنت مقتنع بها.
And some of the proofs that he has, you can mention them to them, the ones that you were convinced they were correct.
فتقول عذره من أجلها.
So you say to him, hey, so excuse him because he does have some proofs. Take it easy.
إذن هناك مجاملات أنواع.
So that's a type of mujamala or a type of buttering him up. And the point is there are different types of doing this with people.
فلا تكن هذه مجاملة سببا لإسقاط حقوق الآخرين.
So don't allow this process to be something that you do at the expense of losing the rights of other people.
من أجل إرضائه.
So that you can make this individual pleased. Anybody can give me the word for mujamala in English? I don't think buttering him up is the technical word. What's the word? Nah. What's the word for mujamala? Anybody? Alright, we're just gonna say buttering him up. I think you understand that. So with that, we complete today's session, inshallah. May Allah bless all of you brothers and sisters for attending and the Sheikh for his efforts. Tomorrow, bi'idhnillah, on Sunday, the program will begin at 4:45. And inshallah, it's going to be about the assassination of Ali and the abdication of Hassan to Muawiyah radiyallahu anhum ajma'een. We encourage for your attendance. We're going to ask you, inshallah, ikhwani, please, let Sheikh just get ready for his ibadah of Salat al-Isha. He just put forward the dars, and it wouldn't be good adab to do other than that. Barakallahu feekum wa ahsanallahu ilaykum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أكرمكم الله. شيخ أنا لن أستطيع أحسن.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة